When did you attend Texas Southern University?
So I came to TSU in 1995. TSU was not the first college that I attended when I graduated. I actually had a few offers to leave the state, but I ended up wanting to be close to my family, so I stayed in Houston and I had a full scholarship to U of H. U of H lacked the diverse experience that I was looking for, and it was a very large campus. And I was looking for an experience that was similar to the very loving experience that I had in the schools in my community. And I had attended TSU in the 80s and probably early 90s in college prep programs right over in the science department with Dr. Etta Walker. It was a college prep science and technology summer program that lasted for 4 years. And in that program, I really kind of fell in love with TSU, the faculty, the cultural experience, the real sincere and authentic care that faculty have for us who were in the program, and even the students who were at the university. And so I kind of got sick of U of H and decided to come over to TSU in '95.
Okay. Why did you ultimately, I know you said like some of it was kind of with your family and wanting that same family feel, but ultimately choose to attend Texas Southern?
Well, I believe in the mission of HBCUs. Like I said, my parents were born and raised in a small black community in Louisiana. They kind of mimicked that with me growing up. And I, unlike some other people, really believe in the value of HBCUs. I believe in the value of the experience as far as the cultural experience, but I also believe in the love and care and level of education that one can receive at an HBCU. I actually was doing some research recently about HBCUs and how HBCU graduates tend to fare better when they enter the workforce and go out into the world to do the things that they want to do with their lives, because of the guidance and, like I said, sincere, genuine care that they received, the nurturing that they received at HBCUs. So that was really a big reason for me. And TSU has a diverse faculty, but also a very qualified faculty. And I thought that I would get an amazing education here.
Okay. What did you study at Texas Southern?
So I studied English, was my major in undergrad, and then my minor was history.
Okay. What was most important to you in attending Texas Southern, and why were you in many activities?
I was in a few activities. I wish that I would have been in more activities. I worked and went to school like a lot of students at TSU do. And so I was not as heavily involved as I would be now if I was to do it over again. But I was definitely in a few clubs. I was in a club that was associated with Black academics, history, honor society, the English honor society, and also New Roots, which is a writing organization here at TSU. Very involved with the museum on campus when it was erected and kind of came through. Spent a lot of time in the art department, history department, the English department here. Wish I would have written for the school paper, didn't. So that's some of the activities that I was involved in.
Okay. Who or what would you say played a major role in your experience at Texas Southern?
Oh, there are so many people. I am trying to think. I had just a number of great professors in the history department. Dr. Shadori in the history department, who is Indian. and she was amazing in kind of introducing me to feminist theory and thought, which was a great foundation for me in the future in my writing career and you know, all of the things that I write about and critique and offer editorials and opinions on. In the English department, Dr. Shirley Moore, who is an amazing writer, and who was really a no-nonsense professor and made us work very, very hard. She is one of the reasons that I excelled in writing and why I am probably able to write professionally and publish professionally today, because of the foundation that she laid. Dr. Ron Samples in the English department as well. Dr. Merlene Petrie in the history department here, who was a former dean, is still here as a professor, and is an amazing historian. Dr. Kasi, also amazing historian and writer in the history department. So many names.
How did you feel attending Texas Southern influence your life now?
I think that attending TSU gave me great confidence. It gave me a great educational foundation. It taught me a great deal about my history and culture. I felt very at home on TSU's campus, which, you know, is always going to add to your self-esteem and you know, make you feel like you kind of have a place in the world. Like I said, so it built my confidence, and I'm grateful for that. I got a lot of guidance here, a lot of push that I needed, a lot of challenging that I needed. And so I think that, you know, had it not been for TSU, if I would have stayed at U of H, I would have just been a name, as opposed to, you know, a face and a person that people could see potential in and recognize great things in and encourage in that way.
Do you believe you are all prepared for the real world?
Absolutely. It's funny because in addition to teaching here at TSU, I write a lot. I do a lot of public speaking engagements, and I've sat on some panels and did some speaking in some places with, you know, people who have graduated from your Princetons and your Harvards and your you know, great Ivy League institutions. And when I tell them that I graduated from TSU, they always seem surprised. Like, oh, you know, you came from TSU? I'm like, yes, I came from TSU. I got an excellent education at TSU. Obviously, because I'm here sitting with you. So yes, I feel like TSU really prepared me for the world. It required hard work to navigate and push through, and to graduate from TSU, and dealing with the challenges and pushing through that hard work, I think really prepared me for what was to happen in the world. And so, you know, now when I face challenges or difficulties, I have a plan and a roadmap and a way to deal with it that maybe I might not have had I chosen to go somewhere else.
What are you most proud of doing at Texas Southern?
I would probably say coming back to teach. Like I said, I really believe in the mission of HBCUs. One of the main conversations that happens out in the world today is, are HBCUs obsolete? Do we still need them? And the answer is yes, as long as we're just continuing to deal with a sort of new segregation and various disparities, the way that we witness institutional racism. Karis, I mean, just the other day at Princeton, they had students who went through and put black tape over the faculty, black faculty at Princeton. I mean, you know, we have the thing at that is happening throughout many campuses where students are pushing back against, you know, racism and white supremacy. And so the mission of the HBCU and the legacy, you know, it's not a problem that has been solved. Like, you know, black students still need to find a place and a space where they can get an education that they deserve, and in a place that was made for them. Those other institutions were not made to serve black students. I mean, it's just the truth. A place like Princeton actually was built with, you know, slave labor, and, you know, black people were not allowed to attend those universities initially. So, you know, a place like TSU, we were founded specifically for the purpose of educating black students, and I believe in that, you know, not in any type of reverse racism way, or thinking that, you know, black students need to be segregated or isolated, but just because, you know, TSU specifically is a special purpose university. We deal with a particular population of students who might not otherwise have an opportunity to go to college and graduate from college. And I'm proud to be a part of that legacy to offer education and community and nurturing and love to the students at TSU in the same way that I received it when I was going here.
Was the campus any different than it is now?
The campus was pretty different in the 90s. It was probably a lot more open interaction and partying going on. You know, we used to have the DJs every day at like 12 o'clock. I remember one year, it's probably my freshman year, I had a 12 o'clock class, and so we'd be near the windows at MLK, so you just look out on the Tiger Walk and it would just be pandemonium. You'd hear band, you'd hear DJs, everything distracting you from your lesson, you know. There was a much more Greek life was, you know, we had the trees, and we would have the different fraternities and sororities out stepping and skiing and celebrating on the campus. So there was lots more partying. I think it was a different era. I think now we live in the age of social media, so a lot of ways that students communicate now with one another is more isolated and more technology based, as opposed